Brothers and sisters, welcome. Pro-life leader Frank Pavone here, bringing you my daily diary. What did I do from Saturday, May 10th through Wednesday, May 14th of 2025? So on Saturday, May 10th, I was still in Naples, Florida, having done the conference over the previous days with the conservative leaders. And I was there on the final morning after that conference. I took an early morning walk down to the beach. The hotel was right on the beach. Did a little video there for social media. Had some breakfast at the beachside restaurant. Talked with my executive director on the phone for some business and some plans there early that Saturday morning. And then went back to my hotel room and had a whole long list of follow-ups from the conversations I had had both at the Catholic Leadership Conference meeting in Steubenville, where I was warmly welcomed by the Catholic leaders, and from the conservative leaders meeting that had just finished, warmly welcomed by all of them as usual, and various planning work on my laptop and communicating with things such as, well, our finance department, passing along some financial information to them, various appointments with media outlets, various plans for upcoming trips, making sure that our pastoral team reading was arranged for. We, as a team, read a pro-life book together each month. And then arranging for the Heartbeat International Pregnancy Center recordings to be delivered to Priests for Life. I get all the recordings of all these conferences that I go to, and then make sure that I listen to them as well. So at 11 a.m., I checked out of the hotel. Uber was booked before 11:15, went over to a local rental car place in Naples, got a car, and then hopped on the road to take about a 3-hour drive over to Orlando. That was the best way to navigate the travels of this particular day because I had an event in Orlando later in the day, which I'll tell you about. But on the way, I did a lot of phone call work. So I spoke, for example, with our vice chairman on a call and spoke with various other members from my team. And then also on the way was listening to various podcasts to keep informed about various political developments. Once I got to Orlando, it was time for the evening event of the Florida Family Voice. It was an event with Charlie Kirk. I texted Charlie, told him I was there, and was very happy to intersect with many different leaders from Florida, especially in the pro-life, pro-family arena. We had a wonderful gala dinner and had a great talk by Charlie, and just an inspiring time with everybody. And I always go, my philosophy at these events is be the first one there and the last one to leave and meet absolutely everybody. Had a nice chat with the new president of the Florida Family Voice, Eric Dellenbach, used to work in Governor DeSantis' office, and greeted many other members of their leadership team as well. Okay. Then was Sunday, the 11th of May. So after that evening event in Orlando, I drove back to my headquarters in Titusville. Then the next morning, Sunday the 11th, early, I had to return the rental car just down the street, and then had a staff member pick me up and bring me back to the office. That worked out very well. Did some work at my desk just prior to and after that, having to do with donor relations, media appointments, our prayer campaigns, a media report to our communications director about all the media I did in regard to the Pope, about which I told you in my previous diary update, and sending photos to our website coordinator for posting. 10 a.m. on this Sunday, May 11th, I did the Scripture Live broadcast, as I usually do when I am here. That went very well. And then I had the rest of the day, aside from Sunday worship and extra time of prayer and reflection, had loads of desk work that I had to get through because, again, the next day I was going to be on the road yet again for another trip. And so preparing for the pastoral team meeting that you'll hear me talk about here about the next few days, and other things just on my desk, paperwork and project work relating to our pro-life activities. That lasted throughout the afternoon into the evening, went to bed early, and it was a productive day. Monday, May 12th, started our pastoral team meeting. Now, this is where we bring the whole team together for updates and strategizing. But prior to jumping into those meetings, I had a 7:30 a.m. pre-tape radio program, national program with Jenna Ellis, followed by a 45-minute podcast with a rabbi and an evangelical pastor. This was really, really special, and we went starting at 8 o'clock until about 8:45, and the rabbi was someone I had met at various conservative conferences, really great guy, and we had a really great conversation, priest, rabbi, and evangelical pastor. Then after that, I hopped on to our briefing with the staff, and this was the wider staff briefing that we do, again, these various updates from different members of the team. And I went in then to individual meetings together with our executive director that had to do with, first and foremost, at 10 o'clock, our meeting with our street activism and youth coordinator, Brian Kemper, followed by our meeting at 10:40 with our international coordinator, Bob Lalonde, followed at 11 o'clock with a social media meeting, followed at 11:30 with a meeting together with Father Dennis Wild and our executive director. Also, in between this, some email work I had to do regarding approving an email blast, approving postcards, or organizing a mailing of postcards, media requests, getting information updated on our website about our board of directors, deployment of video, a monthly statement, getting that finalized, the monthly statement that we send out for those who are monthly pledgers, preparation of upcoming novena prayers, a report for our gift entry department, plans for the 115 Forum, and interaction with a woman who is a media expert and helps us to get various interviews booked. Then on this Monday, May 12th, I was, after lunch and some staff meetings, picked up by a volunteer driver and brought to the Orlando airport. Once again, another trip. On my way to the airport, had a 2:30 meeting of our executive director and our Rachel's Vineyard office, and then followed by 3 o'clock meeting with our executive director over the phone and with Kevin, who's the co-founder of Rachel's Vineyard and also is a full-time member of our team. Then I got to the airport and got my plane this time to New York, White Plains Airport. I got there at night and went home, and this was going to be a couple of days visiting with my family and my mom, who's in the assisted living facility, and hopefully we'll get her ready to get back home and get back to normal. So I settled in there in the evening and got ready for the next day. The next day, went to visit with my mom, went in the morning early to the assisted living facility, saw her, spent some time during the whole day seeing how she was doing. And also, of course, brought my laptop because I had to check in on the morning meeting with the staff. Did that, got various updates from various members of the team. I had a break, visited with my mom, had to do some other things on the computer, upcoming details of trips, pastoral team meeting, the National Pro-Life Religious Council, which I also lead, communications about that, approval of faxes to go out to all the parishes across the country, plans for the Florida March for Life, and communications with Dr. Pia DiSeleni, whom, as I told you, I had seen at the Catholic Leadership Conference. She used to work for us. Then the meetings continued at 9:45. I had to meet with some of our data department and give them some guidance on some projects. Visited more with my mom. Then at 11 o'clock, and with my brother, who had come over as well. And then at 11 o'clock, I had a 1-hour call. I just went over to a quiet spot in the assisted living facility and jumped on the phone with the Abortion Recovery Coalition. I mention this to you each month. This is a coalition of groups that work, as we do very, very strongly, in the area of providing healing after abortion. We had a good strategic call. In the afternoon, had time there with my mom and my brother. We had lunch and talked about her progress with physical therapy and enjoyed the different the environment of the facility there, which is very nice. Had a dinner together with my mom, and then I had to hop on a phone call of the board of the Florida group that's planning the Florida March for Life. Had that board call, and then right after that, I had a national Republican prayer call. It was very, very good. I shared some thoughts about the new Pope and how his pontificate will intersect with the Republican agenda and the America First agenda. Did that call, then visited a little more with my mom, said goodnight, and went home. Finally, Wednesday the 14th, there again with my mom at the assisted living facility, went there early, visited with her at breakfast time, and then at 8:30 hopped on to my staff meeting, and then visited more with my mom, and then at 10:30 hopped on to another staff meeting, and we had exhaustive update. In fact, I let her listen into she knows all the members on the team, and let her listen into the different updates that they were giving. For example, the Rachel's Vineyard update, the update from Dr. Teresa Burke. I gave my update about my recent travels, update from our communications director about all the media we've been doing, website statistics, social media statistics, a special greeting from our senior vice president, Jerry Horn. And then it was time for lunch. Had lunch there with my mom at the facility, visited more with her as the early afternoon unfolded. And then at 2 o'clock had to jump onto a Zoom call again to connect with our staff, and also met with one of the nursing staff there at the facility to talk about my mom's progress. Some of the things I had to do on my email had to do with, again, communication with media, plans for upcoming travels, approving email blasts, planning a special gathering in Jacksonville of our supporters, planning for the election training call, which is coming up quickly, revision of brochures, Florida March for Life, and planning for an administrative planning meeting that we'll be having later in the week. And then it came time after dinner to leave for the airport. Now, the airport is only like 10 minutes away from the assisted living facility. I dropped off the rental car, hopped on a plane, came back to Florida, except that the flight was very much delayed, so I didn't land until like close to 3 o'clock in the morning. But I did sleep on the plane. In those circumstances, I sleep on the plane, but I worked hard at the airport on my laptop and on the phone, for example, with Mark from our executive team, just going over progress and plans and Priests for Life activities. That's what I did from the 10th to the 14th of May of 2025. I hope your days are going well. Let's continue working together to protect our unborn brothers and sisters. God bless you.
Every life is a gift. Every heartbeat is a miracle. But right now, the most innocent among us are in danger. Priests for Life is on the front lines, speaking truth, offering healing, and building a world where every child is welcomed and loved. Join us in this sacred mission to end abortion. Stand with life. Stand with Priests for Life. Scan the QR code right now and help save unborn babies today. God bless.
Hello, I'm Dr. Alveda King, board member of Priests for Life. More money is being spent in America to kill babies in the womb than to save them. Together, we need to change that, and today I want to invite you to support our work at Priests for Life. Why ours rather than other groups? Because we have a unique team that helps lead in every arena of the fight against abortion, and we activate the churches where you find people who are most likely to get involved in that fight. To awaken a pastor about abortion is to awaken thousands of people he serves. We do not receive church funding or government grants. We rely on you for individual donations. We have a very high evaluation among charities and top security on our donation site, prolifegift.org. You can go there for a one-time gift or to become a monthly donor, or you can call us at 321-500-1000.
So many companies support abortion, but today you can make sure that with every call you make, you are supporting the unborn. Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless carrier. They have partnered with Priests for Life and donate a portion of their earnings to our work. We invite you to switch to them at patriotmobile.com/unborn. Keep your number and your phone and get the same coverage you have now, but also get the peace of mind knowing your every call supports life.
Hello, I'm Sam Brownback, and I've worked alongside Father Frank Pavone for many years on the cause of life. He's a true champion, and the Priests for Life have been wonderful champions of this great cause, of the cause of human dignity of every human at every phase of life, from the very first moment of conception until its natural death. The human species, the human person, each and every one are full of dignity, priceless in value, and Priests for Life stand for that. Join their work with them, work alongside them in this battle, this incredible battle, this fantastically important battle for life in the United States. We've got to win this fight. Join them.